and hypes. Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of Crash Helmet Formula 1. Tonight we'll be discussing the Chinese Grand Prix preview. So, gentlemen.
Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Yeah, ni hao.
Ni hao the fuck are like Williams going to come around from how they started the season? Like, it's been awful.
Yeah, Williams have had a very poor start to the season. I don't see it getting any better for them in
No,
China.
because they did reasonable China last year. Massa qualified 6th, or did he finish 6th?
Was that not Bahrain?
No, China. Okay, I think Williams had an okay China last year. We cannot confirm this. We know they will not have an okay China this year.
Yeah.
So we'll say, like, last year's Chinese Grand Prix obviously was a Lewis Hamilton victory. We had Vettel in second, who had quite a bit of a
middling race.
He had a middling race, but he got unlucky with safety cars and whatever. We Verstappen, who drove a great race from, I think Verstappen started 15th and finished 3rd. He had that first lap
Why
where he
did he
overtook.
start 15th?
I think he had a gearbox penalty, but he started 15th and he overtook 7 or 8 cars in the first lap.
Yeah, he just played it cool.
It was
around the outside.
It was beautiful. We'd Hamilton obviously stuck it on pole in qualifying, which was no surprise in 2017.
Giovinazzi didn't.
Giovinazzi had a massive crash in qualifying.
He did, yeah.
Followed by
a massive crash in the race.
In the same place.
In the same place.
Like, every driver knows that there's a pool of water there. Okay, I'm sure he'd been told multiple times by his engineer.
The thing is, though, right? At least he was a consistent driver that race weekend.
He'd been on the pit lane and made it easy for the team to recover the car.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see Giovinazzi again in Formula 1.
No, I think he blew his chance.
Yeah.
Well, like, to be fair, like, he's been replaced by Leclerc effectively.
Yeah, Leclerc. Like, speaking of Leclerc, what do we think he's going to do in China?
Not much.
He had a poor weekend in Bahrain. I
think he's still adapting to the car. I mean, we've been underestimating Marcus Ericsson's performances. The guy deserves his seat.
Yeah, Marcus Ericsson had a great race in Bahrain.
He had a fantastic race, but like, it's his first points in 4 seasons? 5
50
seasons?
races.
First ever points.
50 races.
I think.
So 5 seasons then.
Oh yeah, first
4
points in
seasons.
50 races, yeah.
3 seasons. 2.5, whatever.
That's incredible. Like, it shows I think this season it's going to be somewhat similar to 2012, where the tyres are actually proving a massive factor, where certain cars are turning on with the tyres and certain cars aren't.
Well, Mercedes have struggled with certain compounds.
They don't like the softest of the compounds. Like we saw in Q2 in Bahrain, Hamilton was only like 2/10 off the pole time on the soft tyre.
Will that hurt them in Europe, in the European races where we've mostly adhesion?
No, I can see Merck actually finally once Merck and Hamilton get into their stride, I can see this season starting to heat up.
But they need to sort out their strategies. The drivers have not been at fault for the results this year. I completely blame the teams.
Yeah.
Bottas fucked up. Bottas should have won Bahrain.
Yeah.
He didn't push hard enough early enough. He missed out on the DRS zone on the 3rd last lap by 1,000 of a second.
Yeah.
It's clear that Lewis has been frustrated with his chief engineer throughout the race, not getting detailed enough data. He's getting data, but he's had the same information being repeated, told to do low 34s.
He asked the same question 3 times.
Yeah, and he wasn't getting the right answer.
Yeah.
He was told to do low 34s. He was doing 34 3s, 34 4s. He asked, is that enough? And basically his chief engineer mumbled.
I think Lewis is frustrated because he knows for the last 2 races he's had the race pace to win both races. Like Australia, he was walking it. Bahrain, I don't know, he wasn't very good in qualifying, but I think he probably would have won from 4th place on the grid. Because by the time he got up to 4th in the race, he was like, I think he was 14 seconds behind Vettel, and at one point he was 24 seconds behind Vettel once they had all the pit stops done, and he only finished 6th behind.
If Bottas started in clean air, though, he would have been ahead of him. I think Bottas is better around Bahrain than Hamilton.
Bottas done a fantastic job to get by Raikkonen in the first corner. That was crucial to him having any chance of winning the race. I think when Mercedes seen Bottas go up to 2nd and Hamilton drop to 11th, we've seen them move from plan A to plan B to plan D and back to plan A again. They're just all over the place.
They are, yeah.
But the thing about Bottas is Bottas really disappointed me in this race, because any driver, whether it be Hamilton, Ricciardo, Alonso or Vettel, on that last lap they would have dived up the inside, because you've a massive runoff. Take the risk. It's early in the season. Take the risk and try win. He backed out. He didn't like.
He hasn't got the confidence.
It's like you were saying earlier. You said he wouldn't have made the corner had he braked late.
Yeah.
So what? Had he not made it? Because Hamilton was 7 seconds back down the road.
Well, no, he'd have like used useful life in his engine. Like, there was no point risking an engine.
No,
Similar to Raikkonen.
No, this was on the last lap anyway. It was the dive.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, though, there's like no point going for a big dirty dive, revving out your engine, and maybe hurting your gearbox when you miss the corner or whatever, for the sake of a couple of points. Like, for the sake of 7 points, like, there's a whole season ahead yet, and when they get towards power dominant circuits,
but Hamilton and Ricciardo would have gone for it.
They would have, and that's
why they'll be world champions.
Ricciardo won't be world champion.
But this is why Hamilton's a 4-time world champion, and Bottas will never be a world champion.
Well, not necessarily. You said the same about Nico Rosberg for how many years, that he was such a weak driver, and he schooled Hamilton the year he won.
He didn't school him. It was a very close season.
It wasn't really in the grand scheme of things.
You could talk about this till the cows come home.
Hamilton won more races that season.
And what's that to do with the price of spots?
You could talk about this till the cows come home. Let's bring it back.
It's a pointless topic.
Let's talk about China. Where do we see what's your predictions?
I think if the engine can hold up, Toro Rosso is going to have another fantastic race, because China's 2 massive straights, and they've consistently been the fastest through the speed traps.
They were fastest in the speed traps in Bahrain
and Australia.
Yeah. And it's a massive straight in China.
And through most of testing, they were very fast through the traps.
I mean,
as well.
Massive credit to whatever work Honda have done over the winter.
I think it's just clicked for them between Australia and Bahrain.
I think they're going to have this shit end of the season, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, like I think it was very much a fluke race for them. Like, Marcus Ericsson finished 9th, Gasly finished 4th. You know.
Do you reckon that engine's destroyed?
Yeah, I reckon
it's showing hope. It's showing that they're moving forward.
That they can finish a race.
To be a competitive midfield, to be in the competitive in the midfield, you don't need to be in the points every race.
But what I'm
what I'm saying is, like, they can dictate when they're going to take their penalties from now on. If they're only competitive every second race, so be it. If they're getting 5th, 6th finishes every second or third race, that's going to be enough to finish 4th in the constructors.
Yeah, but you can't do that, because every time they start dictating penalties, they're going to get dropped back of the grid, and like, they're going to be fighting from 20th, not fighting from 8th and 9th on the grid.
Yeah, they won't get top 5 from 20th.
No.
But every second Grand Prix they'll be competitive.
No, they won't, because you're going to be life in your engine again. So you're going to say you're going to have a good race this week, you're going to have a bad race next week. And then you're going to have a bad race the week after, because you're carrying your penalties. So it's going to be every 3rd race or every 4th race that they're going to be competitive. That's only 5 races in the season.
I still think it'll be enough to beat possibly Force India this year, to definitely beat Williams, and to push Renault and McLaren for a while.
Nah, they're not going to touch them.
No, they won't at the end of the day.
They were easily the
force them.
They were easily the 4th quickest car in Bahrain.
They were, yeah. Oh, credit to them. Like,
if Hartley didn't have his 10-second penalty, he would have been in the points.
He would have got points as well, yeah.
But I still, like, remember when 2016 we thought, oh, they finally clicked it, and then 2017 came along. And like, Gasly's even said, like, Honda are planning major upgrades to the engine.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And like, they're both on their 2nd power unit of the season already.
True.
You know, like, they're going to be fucking tripping over themselves for penalties coming shortly.
Well, absolutely. But I don't think they're going to do as bad as Williams, though. Williams are abysmal.
Oh, they're in a bad state of affairs.
The car is shocking. The drivers are shocking.
They're fairly desperate.
The management is shocking.
Questionable.
They're running out of money.
Yeah, they're fucked.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, Martini's leaving. You were saying Rexona.
Rumours of Rexona on the way.
Well, like, if Rexona are leaving, that's Unilever. That's like, they've a whole building in their fucking campus named after them. They're spending that much money there at the minute.
Jesus.
So, if they lose that, they lost, is it Kempi, the welding crowd from Finland, because they had an extra season after Bottas left. Now that's expired as well. They've lost a lot of their sponsors. As you said, we could see.
Yeah, they're being poached.
JCB Williams next season.
Yeah. Well, the thing
fucking
is,
JCB would be faster at this point in time.
JCB could be an engine producer for them.
They're going to really struggle until the 2021 regulations. Definitely. Like, this is we've never seen Williams this bad.
They've walked into themselves though. Like, I can't have any sympathy for them. Like, they went from 3rd in the grid to wherever they are.
Last. They're the slowest car.
Yeah.
They are the slowest car.
They are. And they're saying, oh, resource this, resource that. That's the next shit you're going to hear them coming out with. It's like, you weren't fucking complaining about resource whenever you were coming 3rd in the championship. You're like, oh, look at us, we're so great because we can do this with our engineers, la la la.
Mm-hmm.
But why is the Mercedes customer team struggling so badly? Force India is struggling hugely as well.
I think it's because they relied so much on the power unit. And then
the gap's just not there anymore.
The gap's not there anymore, and I think that's what's hampering them big time. Renault have found a lot of power.
Yeah, because we've seen in the race when in Bahrain when Hamilton did his magnificent triple overtake.
Bravo.
And Ocon jumped out of the way.
Wonder why.
It's amazing.
Let's not detract from
with his Mercedes engine.
No, let's
not detract from a triple overtake. It was beautiful. What does Lewis Hamilton have to do to get a bit of praise?
No.
It was a magnificent move, but as soon as Ocon seen Lewis in his rearview mirror, he literally jumped out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, and taking Alonso with him, leaving Hamilton with only one overtake to make, and that was on Hülkenberg.
Yeah. Who, let's be honest about it, was always going to finish 6th.
What?
Hulkenberg.
Was always going to finish 6th.
Yeah.
He drove a good race. He beat both McLarens.
Yeah, but like, you know, it was a very Hulkenberg race, wasn't it?
It was a very Hulkenberg race.
Can you imagine, right, you're saying you're in a factory Renault, okay, there's a Toro Rosso Honda ahead of you, and he made no fucking inroads on it at all.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, but he managed to blame his power unit.
Carlos Sainz didn't even get points.
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz drove a terrible race.
Carlos Sainz drove a terrible in Australia as well.
Yeah, he's letting me down this season. I was expecting a lot from him. I was expecting him to actually be on par, if not be Hülkenberg this season, considering he'd have a bit of aid in the development of the car. But
hashtag bring back Palmer.
Fuck no.
Well, who's their reserve driver at the moment? They have Markelov. They have the fella in GP3 as well. What's his name? Jack Aitken.
Oh, Aitken, yeah. He's shite though.
Jack Aitken had a good.
Jack Aitken's in Formula 2.
Yeah, but he finished second in GP3 last year, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah. Behind Russell.
Yeah. And then he ran Russell down to the wire. But
Russell's let us down so far this season.
As interesting as this is,
one race he's had.
Pole position for China.
Bottas.
Hamilton.
Are you actually not going to mention Hamilton's name in any pole position prediction
yes.
for the rest of the Okay,
ridiculous.
So I'm looking forward to the day that you're right.
I've been right so far.
I'm going to say...
Yeah, but have you actually got one right?
Yeah, I said he wouldn't be on pole last week, and he wasn't.
No, you can't just take rest of the field.
No, what I'm saying is, right, all I said was he won't be on pole, and was he on pole? No.
So if Bottas is on pole, where's Hamilton qualifying?
Second.
Where's Hamilton qualifying for you?
Pole.
Yeah, pole for me as well. Who's been in the race?
Raikkonen.
Hamilton.
Are you just going to predict Hamilton the whole season?
No.
Yes, he will. He will predict Hamilton the whole season.
Hamilton's going to get
actually,
it right.
Maybe in Monaco he might not.
Monaco will be Ricciardo.
No, it's going to be Vettel easily. Vettel by a mile.
Hang on, you said Alonso.
I said Alonso was going to win it.
You've
by 7 seconds.
I
never said who was going to be in pole.
It's not going to happen.
Ericsson.
He could at this stage. Actually, you know, be a good old sneaky man for a good result. Podium will say in Monaco is Magnussen.
No,
absolutely.
Magnussen's raced a fantastic season so far.
Oh, he's had a fantastic season, but
all 2 races.
Yeah.
Is Magnussen and Grosjean, are they racing on equal terms, or is Grosjean the number 1 driver?
I would have said Grosjean was supposed to be number 1 driver, but he's doing fucking shit.
Well, I was kind of glad that he at least finished the race in Bahrain, considering the amount of damage
he nearly didn't. He nearly took Magnussen out at turn 2.
Yeah,
he was an awful cunt. Fucking hell. Get out of his fucking way. He was pitting that lap. It made no sense for him to remain on track. It just shows how up his own hole he is and how afraid he is of Magnussen.
He left a massive gap.
Suck my balls. Like, fucking hell.
Jesus, Josh, anger issues.
I was watching it. I was just so angry. I felt so sorry for Magnussen, because Magnussen was chasing down,
I don't know,
somebody.
He left a
I think it was Hülkenberg.
No, it must have been Gasly, wasn't it?
No,
it wasn't.
At the time.
No, you know who it was?
It
was Ericsson. Because Ericsson hadn't pitted.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He left a massive gap for him, and then all of a sudden the gap's fucking closed.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
So then,
race predictions.
Any outlier ideas? I can see. Strangely enough, I can see McLaren doing better than they did in Bahrain.
Oh, I think they'll do much better. I think they're going to be fighting Red Bull.
I think Alonso will finish in 6th.
Yeah,
5th,
something
6th.
like that. Yeah,
I can see Verstappen being his usual dickhead.
I can see a podium for Red Bull.
Another prediction that I got right last week. I said one of the McLarens would finish ahead of one of the Red Bulls. Both McLarens finished ahead of both Red Bulls.
Because both Red Bulls didn't finish.
Exactly.
Because Ricciardo's car went, and Verstappen was his usual dickhead, and then
I hope in China we get to see some Red Bull race pace.
Yeah, I was intrigued. I think they could have actually been quick in Bahrain, but obviously we never got to see it.
Sad times.
I
don't know, like, if you're to go with the first 2 races, the season's kind of shaking out already.
Yeah, we're starting to see a bit of a pecking order.
Yeah. Like,
I don't think we're seeing a pecking order at all.
No, we are in the top 3, but back from that...
well, what has changed?
Back from that, it's all over the gap.
It's all over... Like, yeah, absolutely. We don't know where Red Bull stand. We don't know where Renault, Haas, Toro Rosso, Sauber.
We generally don't.
The only thing we know is Mercedes and Ferrari are having a good old battle at the top, and Williams are fucked.
And Red Bull are a little bit behind Mercedes and Ferrari.
We don't even know that. We haven't even got to see them properly.
No, I think you can say they're
we are from qualifying.
I don't think we can see that yet at all. I think we have to see race pace.
I think McLaren are going to beat Renault by the end of the season.
I'd say they will.
I still think Renault's going to be the bottom of the Renault teams.
I can see Renault being close to Red Bull by the end of the season ahead of McLaren.
Where will Haas go?
They'll float.
Will they split them? Could they split McLaren?
It'll be very track dependent.
Yeah,
they'll be back and forth all season.
I think they'll probably finish fifth in the championship.
Which is a good result.
It's
for
a
Haas.
Brilliant result for them.
It is a brilliant result for Haas.
So, podium:
Hamilton, Vettel, Ricciardo.
Raikkonen, Hamilton, Bottas.
Hamilton, Vettel, Raikkonen.
So there's our China preview, even though it was more of a Bahrain review.
Look.
This is our
fucking 2 for the price of 1, huh? Couldn't beat it.
Thanks for watching.
Sound. Be sure to like and subscribe.
And don't forget.
Go on, we do it again. Right, 3, 2, 1. Subscribe.
Jesus, we're wolfing gum shades.